Hey yo, Chi-Town, listen up. You are now listening to the best sports talk show in the Windy City. Combs and Fitz. Windy City Sports Talk. From the birds to the lake, there ain't no mistake. The Combs and Fitz gonna have the greatest of the hot takes.
Okay.
So hop on the board and join the bandwagon.
Ooh.
They gonna keep your feet moving and sometimes how you laughing.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
come on through with the sports talk is what you wish. The West know what's up and don't miss. Fitz gibberish.
I can't do
It
that.
don't matter what team you playing. Well, West gonna burn that flame. So put your team on the map. Guess what? We gonna do the same. From Comiskey to Wrigley.
What?
From Soldier to UC.
Okay.
Windy City Sports is where you need to be. But there is no furthermore. You get the jits. So let's get the rest for Combs and Fitz.
Roll out Woodside. That is a tough arm angle to try to find a receiver in Kwame Lassiter, but that is a familiar sight. The hard hit of Kyler Gordon. Set on second down. Pressure. Off the edge. DB blitz, shoot the webs and get the sack. It's third down. Second and 5. Pressure coming. Scoring. It is picked off. Josh Blackwell with a big time hit. And right on cue, Amen Ogbong Mamiga with the interception. Williams and the starters, so they're going to keep him out there and go with a little bit of trickery with Roma Dunze. And there he goes off the little end around.
This is a big-time weapon who can go downtown. And again, he's got punt return ability. Whether they use him, but this is the reason why.
First time they've been past the 38 from the 42. Williams dropping back, looking deep, wants it all, and flag thrown. And here from the 48. He's looking downfield, nothing there. Spins away, throws on the move. It is caught! Roma Dunze connects with his fellow rookie.
How he just bails out of the pocket here. And this is the toughest throw you can do. Throw it to your left.
Away from the arm side, right?
And he does it.
That is in the bucket, off platform, away from the arm side. That's the type of stuff at USC that was dropping jaws of scouts across the country.
And he does it effortlessly. And he's done it so many times where it's just commonplace.
Williams, pressure coming, he felt it, looked, saw it, evaded it, still on the move, looking around. Williams is going to take off for the end zone!
Woo! We've got a quarterback in Chicago, baby. Holy mother of God. Look, I don't want to get
How
crazy.
much are Super Bowl tickets?
I see, calm down. Calm down. We've got it. You know, look, I know you want, I know you.
No, I'm not going to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. I'm not your wife.
I know you look like, I don't tell her to calm down. She'll beat my ass.
Yeah,
I know after that throw to Roma Dunze, that off kilter throw to Roma Dunze, you started looking like an Olympic pole vaulter.
I texted you a couple times.
You did. I was at work and I'm like, why is my phone going off? But look, it looked good, right? In all of the, Tyreek Hill tweeting out, this guy reminds me of ... referring to Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Look, the Patrick Mahomes stuff has to stop. The he sucks stuff has to stop. Like, there are some fans out there that they just want to be so right about Justin Fields. And look, I love Justin Fields. I hope he's very successful. But there are some fans out there that just want to be so right about that no matter what Caleb does, they're gonna dog him, and they're gonna say he was only 6 of 13, and did you see the first 3 drives? And I said, yeah, I saw him overthrow a couple guys. I saw a couple drop passes. I saw guys running wrong routes. I saw all sorts of stuff. So it was a team effort. That the whole team looked a little abysmal. But we're gonna talk about all of that stuff here in a little bit. We're gonna talk Bears. We're gonna talk Cubs. We're gonna talk the NFC North. We'll talk a little White Sox too, maybe.
No.
We're gonna do Fitz gibberish for sure. Fitz gibberish for sure. But we do have a very special guest. So Fitzy,
we do have a very special guest. We thought we'd have him on because of the DNC's in town. As you know, people are getting their permits ready to protest downtown Chicago. So
my commute to work downtown is going to be fucking hell for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I'm not even going. I can work from home. Yay!
I hate you. Every day I hate you more.
There is another Windy City show in town. Believe it or not, because we are in the Windy City. It's called Windy City Dash Cam. And we have Officer Brian Reedy on the show today. And I'll bring him on stage now. Tell us a few things here or there. Hello, officer.
Hey guys, hang on 1 second. There's a little bit of house cleaning for a second, okay? Hey, squad, show me on break for about 10 minutes. I don't want to be interrupted, all right? All right.
Those are your tax dollars.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm glad you can get a break.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm in the alderman's office. You guys know Wally Burnett? You know, he said he's a big fan of the show, like I am. He said, if you're going on that show, use my office. So I'm sitting here just outside the United Center in his office. And guys, I can't tell you how excited I am for this. I've been a huge fan. So like you said, my show is called Windy City Dash Cam, and it's just, my body camera footage from when I'm working. I like to go home and watch my own body cam footage. And I'd type in Windy City, and every time I did, it would auto-populate with your show. I would say Windy City Sports Talk, and I'd be like, what the heck is this show? So I started watching it. I've seen almost every one of your shows now, but the crazy thing is how much our lives intersect, and I never even knew it. So Combs, for instance, I don't know why I never put two and two together, but we play trivia down at Uno's in Schiller Park there next to the school every Tuesday night. So our team is the Doubting Thomases. We got it's me, it's a sprinkler fitter named Jimmy O'Leary. We got Jeremiah, Shanna, Megan TV, and our ringer is like this Polish kid named Sismowski, and he went to Quigley South, so he knows all the capitals to England and Spain and Paris and all that stuff. And look at this. My partner Murphy, he's run over a raccoon, a squirrel, a possum, a dog. It could have been a dog.
An old lady?
A couple of cats in the last 8 months. So we call our squad the Wheel of Death. Can you believe that? The coincidence is just bad enough, man. And then Ryan, I went to high school with a John Fitzgibbons. So I'm like, wait, this can't. I mean, how many Fitzgibbons can there be? I look it up. Turns out he's your brother, dude. I used to cheat off that in high school, which is probably.
Come on, you're way smarter than John, right? You got to be way smarter than John Fitzgibbons. That guy's dumb.
Off you.
Well, cheating off of him gets you into Eastern, Combs. That's the only school I was.
Gotcha.
That's the only school I was accepted in all my applications for the whole country. I got into one, Eastern. But John, we used to call him Fitz Jesus. The guy's got more hair on his face than that bearded lady from The Greatest Showman, man. Anyway, I don't want to rip on. You guys do a really nice job. I really like your show. I love that hockey segment you did with that Johnny Soupan guy. The guy's man cave looked like Michel Goulet's doomsday bunker, And for those of you who didn't bother to follow the Blackhawks before Cayman Taves, Michel Goulet got us to the NHL Finals in 1992. Now, guys, I gave up 16-inch softball over there at Christina's. So I didn't know what I was going to do on Sunday mornings anymore to get away from my peg and my kids. So I'm so excited to hear that you guys are doing McNally's. Congratulations. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be watching. I hope you guys get guests like Glenn Kozlowski and Kenny Marjoram and those kind of guys. Hey, Ryan, I used to work over at 22, and McNally's had us on speed dial because you would show up in the robe, but Mike wanted me to tell you, he never minded you showing up at McNally's in a robe. That brought a neighborhood feel. It was the fact that the robe was open in the front. That's the problem he had. That was the issue.
You needed to air out.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes. Anyway, guys, I gotta head soon. I'm going up to Bourbon tonight for a fundraiser. Pat Nolan's kids got a hair lip, so they're trying to raise money for one of them helmets that they have Poi Dogs playing, and they got $4 well drinks, and all the proceeds go to Nolan's kids. So I'm out of here. But Combs, you're doing a great job, man. Thanks for bringing Ryan along on your coattails. I got to check out that other show that you're always plugging on this show, the one that you do over at Illinois Podcast University or something. I think you said it was called Blow a Bro or something like that. It sounds right up my alley because I love sports. Before I go, do you think it would be okay if I...
No!
Oh, am I not allowed to say that? Did I get
no
the name wrong? Ryan, would it be okay if I did just one quick Fitz gibberish? It's my favorite part of the show, and I'd like to try one if I could. You think that'd be okay?
Maybe I can get the music going for you.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I wrote it down. All right.
All right, go ahead.
Here we go. Yes. It's a diatribe, a conspiracy theory, a blue island in the middle of unapologetic, keeping it local. Shout out to Eisenhower High School Cardinals. Like Combs prepping for a Malort 5K, you better stretch out and get loose for this one, because this Fitz gibberish is about as random as that hockey princess obsession with Tuamorutu. I do impressions. I used to slay with the ladies at Brewbakers in my day, doing impressions of people like Jeffrey Bayer from WTTW. So this Fitz gibberish starts off with a Ryan Fitzgibbons impersonation that I've been working on for the last...
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that looks actually like Fitz.
You get it? Do you get it? Because he keeps freezing. He freezes more than an embryo in an IVF lab. Even though Indiana's equipment manager, sales guru, internet guy to the stars can't even get internet to his own home. The cobbler's children truly have no shoes. Fitz proves that there's more than corn in Indiana. There's crappy Wi-Fi. Fitz makes Bishop Ford look like the patron saint of buffering. In a given episode, Fitz, your internet freezes more times than Combs has been married. Fitzgibbons' internet is about as reliable as Cody Parkey. If this broadcast was a Combs field goal attempt, Fitz's Wi-Fi would be both uprights. Double doink. If Fitz's home did have good Wi-Fi, Fitz, you could Google the fact that it's called the Stanley Cup Final, not the NHL Finals. He could probably watch boxing on YouTube at his leisure instead of whisking his poor dad away from the golf match in Whiting and speeding him home to catch the big boxing match on network TV like the Blue Hairs. Even decent Wi-Fi would at least allow you to scour the internet for one more drop than the scene in Spaceballs where that car drives off the cliff. Well, I got a hot take for you. Here's the conspiracy theory. It's on purpose. That's right. You're never going to find a high-speed internet in the home of a man whose self-proclaimed pastimes are old records, old movies, and old history. That's all for this Fitz gibber.
Well played, you son of a bitch.
Oh, you know what's funny is that Officer, I agree with you. It's on purpose, because right before that show where his internet kept freezing, I told him, I said, hey, we're gonna have a couple of executive producers from the radio station watching tonight, so we got to be on our A game, and then just freeze all night long, trying to sabotage me.
Those are patient guys without anything else to do. So I'm sure they sat through every one of those restarts where Combs had to vamp and say, so anyway, Ryan should be back. Come on, Fitz.
Southside, stand up.
John Fitzgibbons says, should this guy be protecting our city?
Who said that? Fitzgibbons? Look at that guy. Is that not the bearded lady from that's her. Greatest showman.
No, it's the guy from Superman 2.
Yes. Speaking of people that the Fitz brothers look like, have we done this yet? You get a load of that? You get a load of that?
Oh God.
That's kind of scary close.
I mean, have we talked about this?
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. Holy cow.
I actually look better than him.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but well, your internet's freezing like Fitz is.
Try buying a beer in Detroit, right? That'll be the real test, you know. Try buying a beer. I don't know why anybody would go to Detroit, but
yeah.
I mean, trying to buy better drugs, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. The drugs are probably pretty good here. I hear that they're good in Chicago.
Yeah, we know.
Well,
so I think everybody understood that this is not Officer Brian Reedy, but Charlie Farrell went to high school with my brother John.
That's right.
And now you live in the LA area, right?
Yeah,
or in LA.
I live in the city. I live in the city proper in a neighborhood that would be like Mount Greenwood's equivalent to living in Chicago. You know, it's like very suburban, very much on the outskirts, very normal. But
he lives really close to Manch Vegas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But yeah, still live technically in the city, but yeah, you're in the suburbs.
How long have you been out there? Over
20 years. Over 20 years.
And you still know all these inside well, I'm sure you visit. So you know all these inside baseball Chicago terms.
Well, the problem is in order to do this show, I gotta follow Chicago Twitter really closely. And
oh God, that's gotta be depressing.
Oh my God. And more like cop Twitter as well. It's like, dude, every on there is just it just breaks your heart. So I'm even the guy who's like, my mom's like, oh, we're going into downtown with, Aunt Jerry. I'm like, is that safe? I mean, is that even safe? And I'm like, wait, I do that. When people ask me, is LA safe? I'm like, what are you talking about? But yeah, I'm falling for that whole idea from Twitter that Chicago's not safe. And
I was gonna call Fitz last night to get your phone number because I'm leaving the Prudential Plaza last night, getting out of work. It was about 10 o'clock.
Building drop.
And I'm leaving the garage. And as I do, there's cop cars everywhere, and they've got the whole Lower Wacker Drive blocked off. And there's no other way for me to go. I can't get back into the parking garage because it's got the automatic doors. Yeah. So I get out and I talk to the guy, and I say, hey, do you know how long we're going to be here? And he goes, yeah, I have no clue. And I was like, well, can you tell me, are we safe? He's like, I really don't know anything right now. We were just told, but I was going to call Fitz to get your number to see if you could, dispatch into the radio and find out, hey, can you let this guy through?
People, and by the way, if any of these people downtown causing these street closures and stuff, or anybody from like Rita or Carmel or whatever, I'm not only going to crack their skulls once, then I'm going to tell on them at school so they get their heads cracked by the brothers at school too, because they want to go down there and be like and cause a little shit. Without under the guise of these Seattle people who fly in to cause problems. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's no nowadays, man, parents don't crack heads. That doesn't happen. Happen. So you could tell the parents, but you're more likely to want to crack the parent's head than the parent to actually want to crack their kid's head. So it's just how it goes nowadays.
That's true. That's true.
Did they ever take down any of your videos? Like especially during Windy City. I thought
we did a tribute. We did a tribute to REO Speedwagon because REO Speedwagon and I. It's shut up. REO Speedwagon and I went to St. Linus, and then he went to Brother Rice. Kevin Cronin and stuff. So I wanted to do a tribute to REO Speedwagon, and Jimmy Guidish and I. We went to Second City together. We do the show, and we sing. One of their songs, as a tribute on our episode. And for no controversial, no political reasons, I've never been shut down, but the copyright infringement for that episode is
okay.
Yeah.
But I reached out to them. I reached out to their people and I said, hey, this is the episode, this is the script, this is what we're shooting. We'd love to have your blessing, and never got back to us, but we just did it. And there's a really great guy. His name is Dave, and he does those Chicago Bears videos where he's on TikTok and he sings all them songs.
And he sings, yes.
Great. I met him the other day.
Those are fantastic.
Yeah, they're great. I met him the other day, and I was like, dude, how do you get away with wearing the Bears logos, wearing the NFL logos? Like, how do you do that? Because the first episode I did like this, Fitz, I got a call from the communications director at CPD saying, hey, we saw this thing being passed around. Like, how did you get those clothes? Where did you get them? You know, what's going on? And all I'm like, first of all, if you go to the alley, you guys remember the alley off Belmont? Like, if you go there, they had, they got the jacket there. So they got the jacket, they got the hat, they got everything. So I'm like, is this news to you that anybody can buy these things, or that these are like all in thrift stores?
It's the internet
surprised at that, but yeah, he was very interested in how I got all these logos and things. But I'm like, this other guy he's embraced by the Bears, embraced by the NFL, embraced by the people whose songs he plays. And I'm like, why do I get hassled for just wearing this stuff when that guy gets to do whatever he wants?
See, especially where you don't live in Chicago anymore. See, you and me are two very different people, and you can tell, because I would have been, if he would have called me up, and I know I'm nowhere near Chicago, I'd have been like, well, the other night when I left your house, I grabbed him before, because your wife made me leave quick, so I had to grab whatever I could.
Oh man,
see,
yeah, well, I wanted to keep everybody happy there at CPD because I had a lot of episodes I wanted to air, and that was my first one. So I played ball.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Hey, that's fantastic stuff, though. You guys do a lot of good stuff over there. I was watching the opening day skit was fantastic. Talking about opening day, talking about how it doesn't count if you're in your mother's belly when when you're at a concert or something. Like that type of stuff is amazing.
You can't say you were at a concert if you were in your mother's belly at the time. That doesn't count.
No,
you got to be out and about at that concert.
See, to me, you can't say you were there if you weren't old enough to remember it.
No.
Like I might have been 2 and been with my mom at a Super Bowl or something.
Yeah.
But I can't say I was at a Super Bowl.
Exactly. I don't remember the Bears Super Bowl. I don't remember it at all. My memory only goes to like 88 or like 87. I don't remember.
That's too bad, man. I don't think I've ever. I'm sure I have, but I haven't really had a conversation with someone who never remembered the Bears Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was like 3.5. So
yeah, it's such a seminal moment in most everybody's life, especially mine. But I think I was just turning 8, so it's perfect.
And we started the podcast, Charlie, and no Chicago team has made the playoffs since we started.
Oh my god!
Keep
talking. But you guys, listen. As far as the White Sox are concerned, like I don't want a team who is pretty good, makes the playoffs, loses in the first round or whatever. That is of no interest to me. If they're going to win the World Series, great. I'm listening to every podcast that there is. But if they are historically bad, that's also great for me because I love that drama. I love the story. I love everything about it. And I'm like devouring every podcast I can get about the White Sox because of who they are right now. I think they're far more interesting than if they were knocking on the door or they're kind of always there every year. I'm like, I don't care about that, but I love what a dumpster fire that, and I'm not being facetious. I'm trying to make a joke.
They are.
I just think everything about them right now is entirely interesting.
Yeah.
It is kind of expected. They just fired the manager. And I think and Combs has said, hey, some of our better episodes is when you're going insane about the Sox. I haven't done it in a while just because it's been fucking 2 fucking years of me yelling about the same. Sell the team, you fat fuck. Like get out of town. And there was always the pressure. And I don't know if it's the same for you, Charlie, but like if the Sox aren't good and they're not drawing, they will move. Like if someone your team, they could be gone, and then there's no more White Sox. That's my favorite team for my favorite sport. I'm obsessed with baseball.
Yes.
That would really fucking suck.
You want to hear something interesting? I'm listening to local sports radio in LA, and this guy named David Fassé, he does the Dodger Report, and he was talking about getting Michael Kopech. And of course, he doesn't want to waste time talking about the White Sox. So all he said is, guys, this is a really good trade. The main thing that everybody needs to do is get players away from the White Sox, and then you can make them into the star that they were supposed to be. That wasn't supposed to be like an anti-White Sox this. And he mentioned that in passing super casually and said, trust me on this Kopech guy. Step 1 is getting him away from the White Sox. And I was like, holy cow, did you hear that? Like, did people everywhere know that the step 1 of getting a good player is getting him out of that organization? And I was like, man.
I think everybody knows that now. I mean, we've been saying it for a couple of years now.
Kopech and Eloy leave, and our son Leah players.
We've been saying it.
Always had the talent. I'll tell you that. Like you watch him, like, how is he giving up runs?
Right. And that's what, I mean, Fitz has said it. I've said it. We both said it on this show, is that it's like when you leave this organization is like it's one of those that just sucks the life out of you. It's like when you're at a job where you just hate all of the people around you and you hate your boss and you're miserable and you wake up in the morning, you're like, God, I really don't want to go to work. I hate this job. I hate what I do, but you have to go because you got to make money and you got to pay your bills. That's what it's like to be in the White Sox organization. And every player that leaves that organization has something to say about that.
Yeah. And the longer I'm alive and the more the internet, populates my feed with statistics about just recently, they never made the playoffs 2 years in a row, or, like things like that are like, wait, I've been a fan my entire life. They've been quietly bad, like quietly historically bad the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. It's going to continue to be crazy until Jerry Reinsdorf sells the team. It's just, how bad it's going to be.
So much money. We're making so much money just getting our steps around the United Center, working our overtime, that a couple of us are thinking about getting together and buying the team. I mean,
so
what else
are you guys
that OT money?
Yeah.
Are you guys going to try to get in there and maybe lock down the DNC? Maybe put some people in handcuffs and put them in their rightful place, or are you just going to let them go?
Look, let's be honest. That's why we all joined the force to begin with. I mean, we saw the videos from '68. We were like, dude, that looks so sweet. So yeah, you want to get a couple, and make sure they're from out of town, make sure they're Portland people or whatever. But you put them in the cuffs, you rough them up a little bit in the paddy
I'm pretty sure Kamala Harris is not from Chicago.
No. Neither was Obama. Obama.
Yeah.
Not really.
I would take both of them and just lock them up for a little while. Definitely go get that other woman that'll be at the DNC, the short blonde one who used to be married to a president.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't want to say her name because then you end up dead if you say her name on live broadcast. So.
Lots of people.
I've been living in LA for 20 years, and I still feel a little weird about like wearing a Dodger hat. I don't know. And but it seems weird. Like Obama had Sox stuff on all the time, and I'm like, how long is this here? Like he's on talk shows with the Sox stuff, and I'm like, can he really know the Sox? How long has he been here? I don't. Anyway. And not an Obama thing, just a fan thing where I'm like, wait, how can he be a big Sox fan when he's only just been here for a few years? Anyway.
I was just happy he didn't sell out to the Cubs and then wear Cubs stuff and Sox stuff, because some politicians do that. At least he had
John Cusack.
Yeah,
I'll send you my John Cusack episode. It worked out really well when White Sox Dave confronted him at the playoff game for supporting both. We did an episode about that. It worked out really well, but I as people here ask me all the time, oh, you're from Chicago, you're a White Sox fan or a Cubs fan? I always be like, I'm from the South Side, I like the White Sox. But then when the Cubs won in 2016, I did like a quick list of like my memories in and around Wrigley, and it was pretty extensive, man. Like I had some pretty great times and memories in and around Wrigley. I lived in Lakeview for 5 years and went to all those games, when nobody was going. I went to Game 7 with, the Marlins beating the Cubs. And
do you remember that, Combs? Do you remember that, Combs?
I'm going to stab you.
Everybody in the stadium, we were like, wait, no, this is the Cubs. And the other team is the Marlins. Like, we don't lose this game. It was just like this complete disbelief at the end. We're like, we don't lose this game. This is destiny. This is the numbers in the outfield are starting to hit zero. Like, we don't lose this game. And the pitcher just hit a 2-run home run. What just happened? We all just walked out so quiet. I got to bring my dad to that game. So that was the one good thing. So, but man,
that is pretty cool.
Yeah. Where's Combs going? Is he
He's drinking Malort. Yes.
Oh, is that his Malort? He's stretching for the 5K.
You can open it. You
start talking about this 2003. I got to start drinking heavily. I've got to start drinking heavily.
I thought it was because I was talking too much. And you're like, well,
this is actually not Malort. This is Scorpion tequila.
What the hell? Oh, mezcal?
Hey,
Yeah.
Combs, if they're not
Look,
gonna
there's a
sponsor the
scorpion in it.
show- If they're not going to sponsor the show, don't give them the free publicity.
Yeah, what
No
the
better than
hell? Maybe they do, and he's taking all the money, Charlie.
Oh, that's right.
Probably is.
Look at his
Way to
setup.
out me, Charlie. Way to out me. You come on the show for 10 minutes and I'm already outed.
Well, he's still able to afford living in Illinois. You had to move to Indiana, Fitz. Like obviously he's got a side income from somewhere.
That's fair enough. That's fair. He makes enough for both of us to live off of, so he doesn't need any extra cash.
And he's the only smart one who moved to Indiana. Like you and I staying in Illinois and California, like
Yeah. Have fun with those taxes.
That's awesome.
my God.
Unbelievable.
So that we did do some clips. We'll let you go in a minute here, but of the Bears. Are the Bears good? Are they going to win the Super Bowl? What is your feelings from LA?
You know what? As long as they're relevant, that's all I care about. I don't need them to win anything. It's just as long as they're nationally televised every once in a while, as long as people are talking about them, as long as they come up on Dan Patrick every once in a while, like all I need is for them to be relevant. That's all I care about. Like just they don't have to be a laughing stock or they don't have to be great. Just be in the conversation, which they haven't been in so long.
Yeah.
There's got to be some Caleb Williams fans there too, right?
Oh yeah.
In and around LA,
yeah.
with
Yeah,
USC. Yeah.
It's not A to B. It's not like, oh my God, you got Bears flags around here just because their favorite college quarterback moved on to Chicago.
UCLA's in Los Angeles?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought that was only where USC was from, but I also know that that's also the only thing their head coach knows about them is that they're from Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Doubting Thomas. I wanted to keep Justin Fields too. I wanted to trade back.
Yeah, Doubting Thomas.
I was like,
like
and
that.
you know what else is good about like Trubisky and
yeah,
Fields?
fuck you, Doubting Thomas.
Once they leave, I want to root for them. Like it gives me another team to look for, team to watch, team to root for. Because I'm like, come on, guys, like get a career out of this, make a career out of this, be good, be decent. They're good people. I want them to succeed.
Yeah, no, I thought Justin Fields was a great guy. It seemed like it. I mean, he could have dead hookers in his closet. Who knows? But
wait, he's not Aaron Hernandez.
And he got the worst team. I mean, those, especially those first 2 years, were the first, maybe the first year not that bad, but that second year they were terrible. No offensive line, and they
A lot of
just
stuff goes into it.
Justin Fields had that thing where everybody was outing him for being obsessed with the 1936 Olympics in Berlin, but otherwise.
And I would play my messed up Hitler, but you took the messed up Hitler video out of there, Combs.
Oh no, is that right?
I'm taking my toys away.
Shoot.
We
Jeremiah,
can't continue to show Hitler on screen. It's bad for the image. It's bad enough we let you on screen. Fitz. We're not gonna keep letting Hitler on screen.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's a tough clip to follow,
Megan TV, Windy City Justification Sports.
My whole I don't remember that scene from Spaceballs. My whole trivia team is weighing in. This is great. I told them to watch on Tuesday. I was like, hey guys,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be on.
The Doubting Thomases. We never won, but
That's because you had Doubting Thomas on your team.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the only guy I've ever met that's dumber than John Fitzgibbons.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Probably don't want to get in on that one, huh? He's like, I'll let you have that one.
John Fitzgibbons can beat me up, so I don't like. Plus, he was supposed to come out to LA to visit at one point. He never did.
Really?
That's a shock.
Yeah,
that's a
Is
shock.
that why you slapped him in homeroom? Did you slap him? Do you remember?
No, I did not. Hey, Fitz, I was thinking.
feeling
Did you? Speaking of, I don't know why I just thought of this, but did you go to Hawaii for research to like know what it's like to live through like a dumpster fire of that magnitude? So, like,
kind of.
You got all this great stuff about the people there, and you must have brought that home to the South Side and be like, guys, I've seen a disaster much worse than what we're going through right now at the White Sox. And they're still uplifted. They're
Exactly. Exactly. I went there to see if I could find a left tackle who made a Pro Bowl, for Christ's sake, because the Chicago Bears have never had a left tackle make the goddamn Pro Bowl in over 20 years.
Wasn't Charles Leno a left tackle?
He didn't make the Pro Bowl, did he?
I'm pretty sure he did a few times.
Nah,
Charles Leno was really good.
To check it out. No, he wasn't. Who's he playing for now?
What?
I'm looking him up now.
Didn't the Bears like sideline Leno one time for O'Brien? They put O'Brien in there and didn't work out, so they put Leno back in. Didn't it? Wasn't that like a thing?
Damn it! He went to the Pro Bowl in 18. God damn it!
That's great.
Don't you hate when I'm right?
Wasn't an All Pro. He did go to the Pro Bowl.
He didn't win a Super Bowl. You're just gonna keep going until you're right.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Anyway, well, Charlie, man, thank you for joining the show, man. We appreciate you. It was very much fun.
Thanks for having me.
We look forward to the next video, and we'll have you back on again for sure.
Yeah.
That sounds great, guys. Yeah, 1 second. I'm going back out to the United Center, get some more steps, and yeah, hopefully I don't see any Dowling kids down there, because if I do, I'm telling you.
Well, Evan's here watching, so you'll see Evan.
Dowling is watching.
Evan Dowling.
Yes.
You get a shout out. You get a shout out. You get a shout out. There's so many Dowlings. I'm going to go through the whole list. All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Charlie.
Take care, Charlie. It was hilarious.
Keep up
Thank you, sir.
Work.
Appreciate you. So that was Charlie Farrell. They do it's called Windy City Dash Cam on YouTube. Check it out, man. Their skits are fantastic. Link is in the bio down below. You can click that for sure. Definitely go check out some of their skits. Doubting Thomas says, please arrest both Combs and Fitz. Oh, wait. No, that wasn't the one I was. This one. Combs, we've never met. I always leave your house before you get back from work.
Yeah.
That's why my wife's always pissed off.
Wow. He did a pretty good Fitz gibberish, too.
See, Megan TV, I told you there was no reason for you to be all upset that night. He does it too.
Oh, what is happening here? Erectile dysfunction or
something. Anyway. So, look, the Bears, man, we played the clip before the show. Bears looked great. And I mean, look, the first 3 drives aside, I mean, what did you think? What was your takeaway from what Caleb Williams was, what this Bears team was this past Saturday?
You know, I think especially he did a lot of things. The good things he did were mostly off schedule. Let's just put that out there right now. But I don't know if there's many players in the league that can do that. He does 2 things. I don't regret a thing. Stop it. The love triangle no one asked for. Exactly. No one, Jeremiah. Jesus Christ, we're losing listeners. We are losing listeners.
Yeah, it was Doubting Thomas. He just got mad. It broke Megan TV's computer, so we lost 2 at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Man, he does 2 things a lot better than Fields. I'll tell you that. One is pocket presence. He just knows when guys are coming. Some quarterbacks have it, some don't.
Yeah,
you can still be a pretty good quarterback without it, but it's hard to be a great one. And quick release. He's got one of the quickest releases I've seen. Period.
And that's something that I brought up today, because there was a talk about, you know, Justin Fields and him are actually pretty similar in how much time this preseason they've been holding on to the ball. Like 3.69 to 3.63 or something.
He's gonna hold on to the ball.
The difference is the release. And Justin and Caleb Williams could get away with it a lot more than that was one of the problems Justin Fields had was his long release.
Mhm.
He didn't have that quick release. He didn't have the ability to. I mean, look. I love Justin Fields, and Justin Fields can throw a beautiful deep ball.
Yeah,
He can't make that throw that Caleb Williams made the other day. Not with the ease that Caleb Williams made that throw. Throwing off his back foot, off kill. Like, I mean, just being able to make that throw and how deep that ball was. That's a 40-yard throw.
Yeah, and you have to have a quick release to make that throw, right? Especially if you move your hips like that. Everything has to. It's like everything worked in unison. It's like his attention to detail is really something. I mean, like I said last week, that's what I saw from all scouts. The way he protects the ball, when he's always in position. There was a couple of times though where he could have planted his feet and he didn't. And that's what's going to worry me moving forward. Is that instinct or was that just a mistake? Because if it's instinct, it's going to be hard to get out of those instincts because you could not do that in the NFL. Because that's stuff Trubisky did, where he would be, either off his feet or in no position to throw the ball when he had a clean pocket.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I'm going to be looking for as the season progresses. But man, they look good. Their defense looks better. Austin Booker might be the steal of the draft. I mean, I know he's not going to run plays.
He looks like a dude, man.
He can rush. He's at least Mark Anderson. If you remember Mark Anderson from a while ago, almost 20 years now, he was on that 06 Bears team, and all he did was come in and rush the passer, but he had like 10, 15 sacks. I forget how many he had.
Yeah.
It has 5 or 6 sacks, maybe 7. And
he's been really good
in the 5th round to get him. That's why you don't pick a fucking punter. Because you could get a guy like this.
But they still did. And they got the punter.
Yeah, I know. There was a lot of good. He punted really well.
I mean, it makes up for not getting Jared Verse in the draft. I mean, look, he's not the same, edge rusher that Jared Verse is, but he's a guy that's on the other side now of Montez Sweat that is going to make it so that they have something else on the other side to worry about. It's going to make it so they have to keep an extra blocker inside with the quarterback. The running back on pass play is going to have to stay in and not be an extra receiver. And that's going to help the defense out tremendously. Not only does he look good, but, we showed the highlights too. Great. I'm gonna forget his name now. Number
Tyler
6.
Gordon.
Gordon looks unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He might be the best nickel cornerback in the game. I mean, really, right damn now.
Yeah.
Just great tackling yesterday by just about everyone. Blackwell did well. Like, they got guys, which has not happened to the Bears ever. I don't even think it ever happened with Lovie Smith's Bears. I mean, you probably have to go back to the 85 team and the late 80s teams where they have guys who are backups who are good. So half the team's going to be hurt throughout the season. They have backups that are pretty good linebackers, pretty good. I mean, the defensive line, it's not a finished product right now. It doesn't look like it. Maybe with Austin Booker, it will be, but it doesn't look like it. But that secondary, man, that back 7, they're going to be hard to beat.
They look really, really good. And it's like Jeremiah says, it looks different on all ends. This team is so deep. 2s, 3s, and 4s are kicking the shit out of the opposing teams. I mean,
with Jeremiah too much lately.
But he's right, though. I mean, they are. They are dominating on all facets of the game. I mean, look, I know wins and losses don't matter in the preseason, and I don't even care who wins and loses in the preseason. But, I mean, they're not allowing these teams to score. I mean, they shut down Josh Allen last week. I know Joe Burrow didn't play this week, but they shut down Josh Allen last week, and Josh Allen didn't look good against the Bears defense last week.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow had 3 picks, I think, in the practice because they play some practice games. Now this is like 7-on-7s and stuff, so don't overread it. He's probably trying stuff out.
Right,
But still, I mean, that's the second best quarterback, I think, in the league. You picked him up 3 times, and they weren't able to really drive the ball. I mean,
it looks good. I mean, I don't want to get too excited. It is still
I do.
Preseason, it's still, I'm happy. I am excited for the future of this team. But I'm waiting until it's going to take me to week 4 to get a real feel for this team, right? Week 1, they play the Titans. Week 2, they're up against Houston. Week 3 and 4 is going to be the telling sign. I mean, week 2 is going to be tough, but weeks 1, 3, and 4 are really winnable. And we'll get to that when we do our NFC North breakdown here in just a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Speaking of fun to watch, you ready for Fitz gibberish?
Yes, it's Fitz gibberish, a diatribe, a conspiracy theory, and an island in the middle of unapologetic and sometimes inaccurate sports talk. I think we got about everything. You forgot Kyler Gordon, but I picked you up there, Combs. And
there we go. Teamwork.
I'm just sorry that you have to sit through 2 Fitz gibberishes in one show. This isn't going to be good.
You're not going to be as good as the first one.
No, gee, fucking Charlie.
You roasted us both.
That was great. Anyway, the Bears looked great again in their 27-3 victory. We've been talking about it against the Bengals on Saturday. The defense looked good, even though it was against the second-string Bengals offense, but we'll take it. This secondary might be the best secondary in the league. And Austin Booker looks like a steal, like we said. And that doesn't even begin to mention the Superman type stuff Caleb Williams is doing.
Yeah.
With the receiving core that appears to be elite. We really didn't talk about that much yet. Yes, all looked well on a rainy Saturday in Chicago. All except for one part of the team. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not proud to introduce you to Nate Davis.
Bengals showing some pressure. They'll bring some heat on the handoff. That's a nice play on Khalil Herbert by the...
Completely, yes, Nate Davis completely and entirely missed his assignment.
He's going to get someone killed.
Yeah, he is. He later almost gave up a sack, too, against a rookie he was going against. Also, once again, has not practiced much in training camp again this year. And sorry, Nate, you're running out of moms to die for an excuse. Can someone's mom die? Can someone's mom die? So, yes.
Bring back Hitler.
Yeah, bring back. So, yes, Combs, yes. What is the weakest part of the Bears team? Who could have said it? It's the offensive line. You can tell yourself, oh, we got other guys. Pole's got guys in free agency. Nope. Ryan Bates is hurt. So you might be stuck with, I don't want to practice Nate Davis, who got paid and then turned into a bowl of tapioca pudding. Again, I will say it. The last time the Bears had an all-pro left tackle was 1985, Jimbo Covert. You could
Nate
say
Davis is a guard.
You could say Nate Davis plays right guard, but what I say to you is fuck off. Here in Chicago, we are getting all too comfortable with videos like this.
False start, offense, the entire offensive line.
How long are we going to neglect this part of the team? I do think this team appears to be a playoff team, which is great news for a city who can stack horseshit teams up taller than the Sears Tower at this point. It's just if or when they do get booted from the playoffs, it will be because this line is as porous as a Kardashian in an NBA locker room. That's Fitz gibberish, Combs.
You are so starved for a left tackle that I want the Bears. I want the Bears to listen to this show, and I want the Bears next year in rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to draft 5 left tackles. And I want them to choose between the top 3 of those 5 to start the season with, because I mean look, Nate Davis is a problem. Having Nate Davis on this team is an absolute problem. No, he really did. Coleman Shelton, like you mentioned, injured right now.
Ryan Bates injured.
Ryan Bates injured.
Kieran Amagaji is off the injured list, but again, left tackle.
You still got Larry Borum. You can move him over. You can do something. You got to do something because Nate Davis is not the answer. Nate Davis doesn't care about football. Nate Davis doesn't care about his teammates. He's just that guy. He doesn't want to be here. He's the NFL's version of Rondon from the Angels, where he just doesn't care. He doesn't want to be here. It's just a job. He's just here to collect his paycheck and go home.
Yeah, but don't you have any kind of pride? I mean,
I would hope so.
An assignment that wide is really troubling.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's going to get somebody killed. And he's going to, our rookie quarterback that everybody's been talking about for 2 damn years that we didn't trade half a team for. What's good, old man? Hey, Junior.
I love how his Facebook profile picture is like him like puffing weed through a freaking screen mask.
You're grounded.
Well, I mean, he's 20, almost 21, so.
Pre-goatee Flus, let it slide. Goatee Flus, called him out on it.
He did call him out on it. Look, here's the thing that I think that Bears fans have to. It's hard, right? Because it's you're either on one side of the fence or you're not. And look, I'm not a big Matt Eberflus guy either. I don't believe if Matt Eberflus is your head coach, you can have a good football team. However, I think that the way the Bears constructed this roster, I believe the way the Bears constructed this coaching staff is conducive to having 2 head coaches. And I don't believe that Matt Eberflus is just solely running the team by himself. And I think that that's what he needed to grow and for this team to be good. And I think they are going to be good. I think they're going to be somewhat maybe a team that can get into the playoffs, maybe a team that can compete for the division this year, and then for the next 5 to 10 years be a team that people are talking about in the NFC. But I don't know why Bears fans can't just be like, you know what, let's see what we have. Because when it comes to Flus, you either like him or you love him. When it comes to Caleb Williams, you either like him or you hate him. Like you can't sit on both sides of the fence. Like I'm seeing it all over Twitter. People calling him the next Patrick Mahomes. Oh, this kid is great. He's so much better than what we had before, and blah blah blah. And other people are like, oh, he sucks. It's neither. He is still a growing product. He is still a product that is developing. Do I like what I see? Absolutely. I like the flashes of his potential that he shows in these preseason games. I like the flashy throws and the plays that he make. I didn't like last week against Buffalo when he didn't get out of bounds and he tried to grab an extra yard and took a hit. I didn't like that, but I did like the fact that Josh Allen came up to him after the game and said, hey, in the regular season, you get that extra yard. In your preseason, don't take that hit. You know what I mean? No. Like, I like the fact that this kid wants to play football. I like that this kid's football IQ is through the roof. And so I do love watching this kid, and I think he's going to be good for Chicago. I wasn't on that fence 6 months ago. But I am also capable of sitting down and making a rational decision based off of the things that I see and the things that I'm watching. I don't just stay on one side of the fence and be like, oh, this guy sucks, and keep going with it. I'm also not going to call him Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes saw that throw down the sideline. So what did he do on Saturday night? He went and completed a behind-the-back pass for like a 7 or 8 yard gain. So
ridiculous.
Insane stuff. Patrick Mahomes, but I like how Caleb Williams handled it in the press conference when asked about it. Caleb Williams says, look, Tyreek Hill is Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, and Caleb Williams is Caleb Williams.
It's great.
And the things that he says and the way that he's handling the pressure, he is built for this. And so just be happy with what is on the horizon. Be happy with the fact that we are about to have a football team like we have never had in this city before. Be happy that we are going to have a football team that for the next 5, 10, maybe 15, hell, maybe even 20 years is going to be talked about as a consistent contender because we have the right people in the front office. We have the right people running the show, and they're going to do things the right way this time. And we've never had that here in Chicago. The Bears have never given that to their fans, and now we have that. So Bears fans, I implore you, just watch and let it make you happy.
Yeah, you
because
don't
it will.
Everybody wants to jump ahead. Even when Mahomes was in his 3rd or 4th year, yeah, he's going to the Hall of Fame. It's like, well, if he breaks his back tomorrow, no, he's not. I mean, he's not. He hasn't done it. He has to do it consistently, and I think that's good advice. Wait for him to be consistent. If he has one good game, it doesn't mean anything. We're a bunch of abused stepchildren. We don't believe the next guy isn't going to kick the shit out of us like the last guy did.
That's fair. That's fair.
Everybody's writing Fitz gibberishes today, and they're all better than mine.
But anyway, so
Junior says, and second off, what's up, Fitz? It's been a minute. Can you play left tackle, Junior? Can you play left tackle? I'll be doing a lot better if you can play left tackle.
He can play left bench. Anyway. Do you want to let's just get into it because Junior also says call me crazy, but the Bears will win their division. Let's talk NFC North.
Let's go. And he's not even.
I'm going to call him crazy because little spoiler here. I don't have the Bears winning the division. Stop it. You don't have the Bears winning the division either.
You had the White Sox winning the division. You don't have
that taught me a valuable lesson. All right. NFC North, where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the Vikings, Lions, or that nasty ass team from the North?
Let's get rid of these yellow pieces of garbage.
All right.
The Packers.
We don't say the name, just team from the North.
They did get rid of Aaron Jones. He was
they
John
replaced
Runyon,
him with a nice running back, though.
Josh Jacobs, who I like.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as good as some people think. And a lot of rookies on here. Javon Bullard, Jordan Morgan.
Where's Jonathan Owens?
I'm guessing he's not on here. Because he wasn't good enough to get to the departure.
Well, maybe it's because his wife still wants him to be a Green Bay Packer.
Simone Biles.
What the hell was this garbage doing on the Bears sideline?
I have no idea what she's thinking.
How did they let her through with this? How did her husband not be like, babe, look, I appreciate the support. You have to take that off right now.
Yeah. Like you have to get something else. Didn't he? Like, I don't understand this. I blame Matt Eberflus.
I blame everybody that let her on the sidelines wearing that.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like
somebody had to have said something.
How much money every time I change the channel, she's hawking something else, a new shampoo or whatever the hell.
Terrell Owens would have ran through her. She's been a little bit busy lately, says Jeremiah Murray. Look, yeah, she has been a little bit busy lately, winning a lot of medals. You know what, though? It doesn't take much for her to go online and shop, or her husband to go online and shop to get her some Bears gear. They make a lot of money. Even if it costs her $500 for that jacket, she could have had another one made in a day. So let's not pretend like she couldn't have had one made.
Come on. Yeah. What is all these people? They want to
so
talk,
dumb. But anyway,
Simone Biles. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. Let's get back to that team from the nasty ass team from the North.
The additions or departures.
No, a lot of rookies, a lot of draft picks. They did have a ton of draft. I believe 10.
Yeah, something like that. They're the youngest or 11. One of the youngest teams in the NFL got younger.
Yeah. So look, I I believe that they got it right again with their quarterback. I saw enough from him last year to believe that maybe he's not a great quarterback. Maybe he's not a top 5 quarterback, but he's a guy that could be in the top 10 to 15 in quarterbacks. And
okay, they can have Kirk Cousins.
He's had some bad games. He has had some bad games. He has done all of that, but they've got a solid team, man, and they've got a solid head coach. And it is hard for me to look at this team that was 9-8 last year and look at them and think that they're not going to be a little bit better than they were last year. I think that this team could be an 11 to 12 win team. Even looking at their schedule, I know they got the Eagles, the Colts, the Titans, Vikings, Rams, Cardinals, Texans, Jaguars, Lions, Bears, Niners, Dolphins, Lions, Seahawks, Saints, Vikings, Bears. I think that this can be a 10 to 11 win team. I don't see them regressing unless you see a lot of regression coming from the quarterback position. I just don't know that. The wide receivers is where I have a little bit of concern with these guys, right? The wide receiving core, can they stay healthy? Can you get a healthy season out of Christian Watson? Is Romeo Doubs as good as he was last year? You know, who's Jaden Reed? You know, are they going to be able to produce enough for him? Are they going to be able to be the Tank Dells of the Houston Texans from last year? Are they going to be able to just come out of nowhere and surprise you? If Christian Watson is healthy, Christian Watson is maybe a top 3 receiver in this division. So I like Christian Watson. I don't like this football team. I hate that I am saying this. I think the Packers win this division with 11 wins. I think the Packers are 11-6, and I think they win the division. I'm sorry.
Get out of my house.
I'm sorry.
Get the hell out of my house.
I don't want to say it, and I really hope that I'm wrong.
I'm with you.
Oh, no.
So I'm going Green Bay 11-6.
11-6?
Yeah.
Did you say? Jesus Christ. How many games are they going to win against the Bears?
1. I think the Bears finally get a hold of them. I think the Bears win the game here in Chicago. The first one, week 11.
I think he's going to throw a few picks against the Bears.
He
ain't going to have guys wide open the whole time.
I hope they go 0-2. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I don't want to say this. I just have to. I just think that that's what it is. And hopefully, hopefully this is the division that I'm completely wrong about. And hopefully the Packers are a 3-win football team.
Yeah, I'm not as high on Jordan Love as you and the rest of the country. Guys got to play more than 8 games well. And then against a Dallas team that they weren't even the receivers. Every receiver was wide open that he threw to. I mean, go back and look at the highlights of that game. He's throwing 20 yards to a guy who's wide open. I think he's going to have a lot more competition this year. I don't think he does anything great. I don't. I think he does some things nice, some things good. I don't think he does anything great, and that should trouble the Packers. I don't think he's going to be an Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he'll be I don't think he'll be a Brett Favre, and I think Aaron Rodgers was better than Brett Favre. I just don't think he does anything exceptional like those guys did. That being said, he was a lot better than I thought he was going to be. He really was. He won some key games, made some pretty good throws here and there. But I cannot watch them ascend while the Bears ascend. So I'm not even going to live in that reality. You can live in that little fucked up reality yourself. I think it's.
I don't want it to be a reality.
30 straight days and you've lost your mind. And you have 10 jobs. You don't even know what you're doing anymore. And I think it'll be a similar season. I think they'll be 9-8. I still think they're too young. I still think they're one injury on the defensive line away from being a terrible defense. I think the defensive line carried this defense last year. Kenny Clark gets hurt. This defense is half of what it was last year. So I got them at 9-8.
Okay.
9-8. Stay right there.
All right. Let's get to the Minnesota Vikings, who just suffered a very devastating loss this week. They departures were Kirk Cousins, Alexander Mattson, KJ Osborne, Davenport, Daniil Hunter, DJ Warnham, and Jordan Hicks. They add rookie quarterback JJ McCarthy. They add veteran quarterback Sam Darnold, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Greenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, edge rusher Dallas Turner. They drafted as well in the first round.
Yeah.
Jerry Tillery and Blake Cashman. So I was going to have this as an 8-win team, a 9-win team. With JJ McCarthy, I thought that they could be something like that. I like what I've seen from JJ McCarthy, even though I'm not a huge JJ McCarthy fan. I've liked what I've seen from him progressing. But with him going down and now your season resting on Sam Darnold, I think a lot of people are going to be angry in Minnesota. I think the wide receivers are going to get angry. I think you're going to have a shit show with Justin Jefferson on your hands. I think you're going to have some people asking to be traded. I think this is going to be a 5-12 football team with Sam Darnold as their quarterback.
Yeah, and Sam Darnold's another guy who seems like a good guy. He went to the Jets, which is Bears East. Haven't had a good quarterback since Joe Namath, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a couple in there that were okay for a couple of years, veterans that they got. And they ruined a lot of quarterbacks there. So you want them to do good. But I just don't. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think they have it this year. I don't think they would have had it with JJ McCarthy. And I don't think JJ McCarthy was starting day one. I think that would have been a mistake for them. I think this might be a good thing for the kid to sit down and watch the game from the sidelines, learn the offense, because I don't think he was ready. I don't think he had enough reps in college.
Yeah,
I think that's looking at Trubisky for that first year.
And now not only that, but then you get Sam Darnold going up against this schedule that they have. They do get the Giants week 1, which that should be a winnable game, but then they've got a vaunting task, man. 49ers, Texans, Packers, Jets, Lions, Rams, Colts before they get the Jaguars and the Titans. So, that's a gauntlet of a schedule, man. I know Jeremiah says 7 wins. I don't see 7 wins on here. I see 5 wins with Sam Darnold as their quarterback.
I had him at 6-11.
6-11?
I was looking at it the last couple of days. Yeah, I have him at 6-11. I think Sam Darnold will be okay.
Yep.
Maybe he can win him a couple of games, but nothing in his stats show that he was able to overcome the shortcomings on the teams he was on, Carolina and the Jets. But
yeah,
he's got a lot of talent, and that's a pretty good coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a pretty good coach. I mean, he did it with a few quarterbacks last year that were pretty bad, but yeah, I got him at 6-11. So
all right, let's move on to the Lions.
I don't see a lot. I mean, for a team who almost went to the Super Bowl, they didn't really lose a whole lot.
Which is good.
Cameron Sutton.
They added to the secondary with Terry and Arnold, cornerback in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Alabama.
And Carlton Davis, Graham Glasgow. They got a new guard on a line that was one of the best offensive lines in the league in football.
Yeah.
Green Bay also had a really great line last year too. One of the reasons why they were successful.
Yeah. But look, I'm still not high on Jared Goff. And the schedule that they play, I actually think that this team takes a step back. Look, Dan Campbell is good enough to lose them a game or two that they should win. Because that's what Dan Campbell does. I mean, he goes for it on 4th down. He takes risks. He single-handedly kept them out of the Super Bowl last year. I firmly believe that. He gave the 49ers hope by going for it on 4th down instead of tacking on points to a 3-score lead. It was just unreal the way that was handled. I think, look, Rams, Buccaneers, Cardinals, Seahawks, Cowboys, Vikings, Titans, Packers, Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Bears, Packers, Bills, Bears, Niners, Vikings. I think that this team takes a step back. I really do. I think that this is a 9 or 10 win football team. Ultimately, I'm going to have them at 9-8 this year. I think people are going to be surprised at their struggles, and I think that this team vies for a wild card spot, but they do it at 9-8.
I do, and I don't remember their exact. I think they won 11 games last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think that whatever. I do think I do tend to agree with you that they take a step back, but I don't think they take such a big step back. I mean, I'm only giving them one more win than you. I just think you've reached your ceiling of Jared Goff. He is not getting any better. There is not going to be any improvement from the quarterback position. It can only get worse if he gets hurt for a couple of games. And I don't see how they got much better anywhere else. And yeah, they almost made it to the Super Bowl, but I wouldn't have called them a great Super Bowl team if they made it. And the Bears should have beat them twice handedly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess the defense could get a little bit better because they got a lot of young defensive players, but I got them at 10-7. I think it's going to be a tough schedule. And you're right. Campbell might cost them a couple of games.
That's just, I love the guy. I really do. I like him he's very fun, but his coaching style, man, it is what it is. That's why they call him Dan Campbell.
Yeah. You always like a guy who played for a team and has a love for the team. And some of the things he says are pretty great.
Yeah. So let's get to the team. Let's get to our boys. Chicago Bears. We all know the key additions. We all know the key departures. Justin Fields is gone. Darnell Mooney's gone. Yannick Ngakoue is gone. But we replaced Yannick Ngakoue with a stud in the 5th round.
Austin Booker, yeah. And
we replaced Darnell Mooney with Keenan Allen and Roma Dunze.
That's an upgrade.
A little bit. And we replaced Justin Fields with Caleb Williams and Deontay Foreman with DeAndre Swift. So, look, the Bears are going to be fun to watch. We've talked about it at length here. Obviously, we're a Chicago sports podcast. We talk about Chicago sports all the time. I really like this team. I've said that they can be a 10-12 win team. I still believe they can be a 10-12 win team. I'm going to err on the side of caution with them. And I'm going to go at 10-7 because the more and more I look at their schedule, I didn't realize some things that go on in this schedule. And I want to talk about them. Not only do they play the Texans week 2, but they have to go to Indianapolis. That can be a really tough game, man. Anthony Richardson, he's looking really good in the preseason.
Go.
And going to Indianapolis is always tough. I think they can beat the Rams. They better beat the Panthers. I think they'll beat the Jaguars, but I don't like the fact that this is a game overseas. It's an 8:30 a.m. start. Anything can happen, so it can go either way. It's tough for me to give them an absolute win there. And the Washington Commanders is another one that kind of stopped me a little bit short. Jaden Daniels, watching this kid, I mean, I think he's every bit as good right now as Caleb Williams has shown to be. I really do. I've watched this kid play, and this kid is putting up some really good numbers.
He was my second.
Yeah. And so that's going to be a tough one. It's in Washington. And then there's a stretch here where they play 3 games in 14 days. They play the Cardinals at Arizona on November 3rd. They play is it 14 days? Hold on. Where did I lose it at? Oh, no, here it is. They play 3 games between the 17th and the 28th. They play 3 games in 11 days. They play the Packers week 11 at home. They play the Vikings on the 24th at home, and then the Lions on the 28th on Thanksgiving morning. That's kind of a schedule where I'm like, all right, if they go 3-0 in that stretch, this could be a completely different team. but that worries me a little bit. Having to play the Lions on short rest worries me a little bit. I know it's Thanksgiving. I know the Bears tend to win on Thanksgiving in Detroit. I know they should beat the Vikings. They're better than the Vikings. But it's just those games in 11 days is 3 games in 11 days, a daunting task for any team.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I don't know where you stand on that, but for me, that's a tough task. So I'm going to put this team at 10-7. I'm going to put them second in the division. I think they have the potential to win 12, but I'm going to put them at 10-7. I'm going to err on the side of caution. The schedule is easy.
You're a new man.
I'm going to have them at 10-7. I think they're going to vie for a wild card spot. I think this division might actually get 3 teams in to the playoffs. And that's where it's at.
This division could be the first 4-team playoff division in NFL history at one point. A lot of these teams are young. A lot of these teams are good. Doubting Thomas says, is Caleb Williams the best QB in the division? I'm sure he's trolling us again with his, looks like the evil guy from Bloodsport.
He has the potential to be.
He definitely has the potential to be. We'll see.
He's better than any quarterback the Vikings have right now.
Yeah.
I think he's close to being Jordan Love already. And I don't like Goff, so I think he's better than Goff. So I think he's got the potential to be the best quarterback in this division.
Yeah, I just think you're getting everything that Goff could ever have possibly been. That's not a bad thing. I just never think he was never a first pick anyway. It happened to be in that draft. Have you seen him go through his progressions? Jeremiah's talking about Jaden Daniels. Daniels is Justin Fields with a slighter build.
I have watched him in the preseason. I've watched him quite a bit. Just because the show that I do on Saturdays is it's with a guy. The host is out of Washington, so we talk about it a lot. So I've actually watched a lot of the highlights because I have to build them. And I mean, the kid looks good. He looks better than I thought he was. He was my 6th quarterback on my board. I was with Jeremiah before the draft. I thought he was a slightly worse version of Justin Fields.
He might have problems staying healthy at the beginning of his career. That's my only thing. Is he going to be healthy by the time he plays the Bears? I don't know. I tend to agree again with Jeremiah. Jesus, this defense does look better on the Bears than I thought it would. And if Austin Booker, like I said at the beginning of the show, has 5 to 10 sacks, it's hard for me not to say that this is an 11-win team and winning this division. Obviously there's trepidation because you got a rookie quarterback in there, but I think he doesn't have to be a hero on this team, which is great. For once, we have a quarterback that doesn't have to be a hero, and he just might be that anyway with some of the plays he's making. I'd like to see him do stuff on time. He showed he could in college, so I have no reason to think he can't now. There is certainly a lot of question marks. I'm going a little bit out on a limb here. I said 10 wins a lot of times when we've talked about it before on the show, but I got him at 11 wins. I got him at 11-6. I got him winning this division. That's not as good as everybody thinks yet, but I think this might be the best division in football next year and maybe even the year after that.
Here's the biggest thing. Do you have them sweeping the Packers?
Yeah, why not? I'm not a fucking dickless traitor like you.
Here's my problem.
First read every time
is that
Jaden Daniels.
I have both of these teams at 10-6, the Packers and the Bears heading into Lambeau. And I think that it's just hard to win in Lambeau, man, especially in January. And for me, that was my edge for the Packers to go 11-6. I hope I'm wrong. I hope for the love of I hope the Packers go 0-17. I hope they go 0-17 for the rest of their existence. I can't stand this organization, but the realistic part of me looks at their schedule, looks at what they are, what they've built, looks at the Bears, what they are and what they built, and saying that both of these teams are 10-6 heading into the week playing for the division in Lambeau Field. It's just hard for me to think the Bears very well could win this on the heels of their defense, because Jordan Love is very susceptible to throw interceptions. You can confuse Jordan Love. The San Francisco 49ers showed us that in the NFC title game last year. So I think that there is a way that the Bears can sweep the Green Bay Packers and do this, but baby steps, right? We talked about Bears traumatic stress disorder. I talk about it all the time. I've got to see it happen before I start believing it. And then next year, I'll probably pick them to go 17-0. It's
not a bad take. I mean, even the Texans, with possibly the best rookie quarterback season ever, were only 9-8, just made the playoffs on the last day of the season. Yeah. So it's not a bad take. I just think this Bears team is a lot more ready than that team was, when it probably has a better defense. I would think has a better wide receiving core. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. I just don't see 7 losses on the schedule. I don't think they're going to lose to the Colts in Indianapolis, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see.
Scares me. I don't like that at all.
First game against Tennessee scares you?
No, the Jaguars game the 8:30 game in London. I mean, they do have a bye after that, but
he should be a late round thought for you, because he still should be around in the late rounds. He could be a steal. Definitely. I'm putting together my lists too, for my fantasy drafts coming up. I'm putting together my top 15 to 20 at each position, for fantasy wise. Caleb's probably in that 10 to 12 range as far as quarterbacks go. So it depends on how deep your quarterback, your league is. Mine's a 2 quarterback league, so he's definitely getting drafted in my league.
I'm doing the fantasy draft right after the show next week.
Ooh,
from Vegas.
Here's an idea. Show fantasy league. Put together a fantasy league with with Jeremiah, Doubting Thomas, Shanna, me, you. Put Junior in there.
Yeah.
Megan TV.
Doubting Thomas, who has the Bears at 16-1.
Put your brother John in there. We could put anybody who wants to play. Let us know. We could get a 10 to 12 team league going.
Yeah.
I'll put it up. I'll put it up on our Facebook page. Jeremiah, that's a great idea. I'll put it up on our Facebook page. I'll set it up. And I'll put a link up there. And if we can get 10 to 12 people to join, let's do it. Hell, even if it's an 8-team league, I'm fine with an 8-team league. What we got? Jeremiah, Shanna, Doubting Thomas, Megan TV, you, me, Junior, John. Yeah, that's 8 right there. So
Johnston would probably do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy. Maybe
we can get 10 for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we could get Charlie to do it too.
Yeah.
So we'll get 10 teams. I'll put it up on the Facebook page here in the next day or so, and we'll get something going.
All right.
And we could even do the draft live here during one of the shows.
Sure.
Want to do that?
We can do a show just on the draft.
Yeah. Next year you're doing or next week you're doing the show you said from Vegas, right?
From Vegas, and then I'm doing a fantasy draft I'm doing with coworkers there. I'm hoping I can do the show from the pool at our Aria Casino.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Yeah, we're doing it at 5 p.m.
Hey, I fucked your dad.
You met my dad. Stay away from my dad. Creep. Wow, you're dickless, so you can't do much.
You are and always have been penis cancer in human form.
This fucking guy. I'm gonna fucking rip his head off. I want to trade up to number 1 in the fantasy league so I could select Caleb Williams. That's how he's gonna be. This is what he does. He hedges his bets because he can't say someone's good. He can't put himself out on there. So everyone's bad until they're so good that it's just drowned out. And then he has to say, oh yeah, they're good.
That's fair enough. He's been on the Caleb train for a long time, though.
Yeah.
Remember he had Caleb Williams as his profile pick? When he'd come on the show, he would have Caleb Williams there.
That was before they even got the first pick in the draft and everything started down that road. So, I'll give a number one for 2025 if Fitz to be named.
We'll put it up on the Facebook page for everybody to see. We'll do all of that stuff. We will check it out. Before we get out of here, I want to talk a little bit of Cubs. Fitz.
Okay.
Just 5 minutes on the Cubs.
You think they're going to win? They're going to make the playoffs again.
I think that
games that they're going to go 5-1. Okay, go ahead.
I think Craig Counsell is the most overrated manager in Major League Baseball.
Ooh.
I've watched Craig Counsell all year long, and I've tried to give him the opportunity to do something different, to show why he's the highest paid manager in baseball. I've just seen enough. I've seen enough of the attempt to steal third base in the first inning, when you've got a guy who has come in out of his last 5 starts and has a 7.5 ERA entering the game, gives up a home run to the leadoff hitter, walks the next 2 guys, has a 2-0 count on your hitter, and you try a double steal and run yourself out of an inning. That's bad management. Yeah. When you are constantly just I'm playing the lefty righty matchup. I can't let Michael Busch bat against lefties. Well, guess what? Michael Busch is batting .268 versus lefties this year. You know who's not? Patrick frickin' Wisdom.
Yeah.
But you keep pinch hitting for him in late game situations while Miguel Amaya is taking at bats. If you're going to pinch hit for somebody, pinch hit for Miguel Amaya.
Yeah, this lefty righty thing.
It drives me up a wall. Wow. Yes, absolutely. It goes way too far because the numbers don't suggest that you are doing it the right way. So what are you going off of? And for me, with the things that he is doing. Yes, keep rolling Hector Neris out there. Yes, who cannot go an outing without giving up a run, or at least putting the bases loaded and giving the illusion that he might be giving up a run and giving up the game. It's throwing everybody into a heart attack. He doesn't do it, and then you watch game after game after game after game. Seiya Suzuki gets it more than anybody, though. But bad strike calls out of the zone, called strike 3. He had 3 of them the other day, and the only one that he, got remotely mad at and started saying something was a ball that was actually a strike. And he does not protect his hitters. He does not go out there. He does not say, get mad, get angry, go out there and fight for your guys. Get a fine after the game and talk about how bad the umpiring is behind the plate. Do something to show that you are alive in that damn dugout. Do something to show that you are a leader of men and you have the backs of your players while you are in that dugout. But you don't say anything. You just stare down the umpire every time. And I'm telling you right now, Craig Counsell staring somebody down looks about as tough as it used to look when Randy Moss would flex. It just doesn't do anything for you. It looks like a freaking 12-year-old with a big schnoz is staring you down. It looks like I'm getting staring down by Ryan Fitzgibbons.
All right, that's enough.
I'm not scared when something like that happens.
Now this. And it's not
he's overrated.
That you're 11.5 games behind the team you just left.
Yes.
It's not a good look.
It's insane. In Shanna's makes me wonder if they're just waiting for an AI umpire. Creepy thought. They are. I'm telling you, there's going to be automated strike zones next year, or at the very least, there's going to be the strike challenge system that they have in the minor leagues right now. But I'm 99% sure it's going to be automated strike zones next year. They said at the beginning of this year that they were going to try it out in spring training next year. There were just some things they had to work out, which by things they had to work out was the collective bargaining agreement with the umpires needed to expire at the end of this season.
Yeah, and then you got Rob Manfred. He's just got to be out of there because remember I talked about it on a Fitz gibberish. He didn't know what the strike. We have to agree on a strike zone. It's like what?
And then all the rule changes, and now they want to implement another rule change that forces a starting pitcher to throw 6 innings.
That's insane.
A minimum. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. You're telling me in a 2-0 game with the playoffs on the line, I have, let's say, Justin Steele in there. And Justin Steele has gone through the order 1.5 times, and he's in the 5th inning. And the 7, 8, and 9 hitter have each, there's a walk in 2 hits there. Bases are loaded in a 2-0 game in the 5th inning. And I have to force him to face the order a 3rd time through because he hasn't pitched 6 innings or hit 100 pitches. There's no fucking way that this can go through. No way.
No, and you would have. I mean, a guy could throw 180 pitches in 6 innings before 6 innings. What if he's getting rocked? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's not going to save time. If anything, it's going to make it longer.
Yeah,
because guys aren't going to be. You have to get outs to get through the game. I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, what they're doing is they're trying to make hitting better. Like we said before, like we've been saying all year, hitting is way down because you got a specialist for everything. You got pitchers coming in throwing 102 miles an hour with crazy spin rates.
Yeah,
they could just rear back and pitch it. Yeah, I just don't think that's the way to do it.
And they know they're like weathermen. They don't have to be right, and they get to keep their job. There's no punishment for them. None.
Yeah, I mean, you could lower the mound, I suppose. Again, they lowered the mound in 1968. I guess you can lower the mound again. You know what they say about men with big noses? Yeah, they're more prone to the deviated situation. Everybody's writing better Fitz gibberishes out here. What the hell is going on?
That's just, I mean, it's just kind of telling you that they've got better Fitz gibberishes than you.
Yeah.
Well, it's about that time for us, Fitzy, is it not?
I will say this.
I thought you froze again.
The White Sox are holding their players accountable. Who knew? Now that Grady Sizemore is in there, they're holding their player. They used to have a flush it rule, which if you did something wrong, you just forgot about it.
Are you shocked by the rumor that they are now considering Grady Sizemore as the permanent manager?
I'm not shocked because he'll come cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's all about the money. But anyway, till next time, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you guys next week.